Hi, I'm Robert the Veil Guy. I'm here on behalf of RadarBusters, and I have the pleasure of sitting down with Tony Kanuba. He's the head of product development now, been with Uniden for 2 years. Tony and I go way back here from, 2004? We were talking about that earlier at SML. And you've had a long, illustrious career in this industry, right?
Yes,
you were with Cobra for 16 years, did you say?
Before
Since
that,
2000?
I was in Japan, the radar company that was making for Cobra. So
which was BG Tech, right?
No, different company.
Different company.
It's called Yupiteru, but I've been there 10 years, so my career in radar is over 35 years now.
35 years. And you indicated you came back to Uniden for a year?
Yes, back
left?
in 2015, different management at the time.
Right.
I left, and then I came back last year in January. So this is my second year, for the second tour of duty, I guess.
Right. And you're doing a lot of traveling. Tony just got back from Japan, and you're now going to be going to Korea after the show.
Yes.
So he's a busy traveling guy. So anyway, we're at SEMA 2025 in Vegas, and fortunately we have a quiet booth this year, not a lot of blaring music, which is going to be very nice. And Uniden has come out with 2 new products and a supporting software. So Tony, would you mind?
Sure. Yeah, we have 2 new models, the R4W and the R8W. The R4W retails for $429.99 and the R8W retails for $749.99. Both of these units now come with Wi-Fi. They have lifetime free updates for firmware as well as POIs. So you get a free speed and red light camera database every quarter. And it's free of charge. And it's much easier now with the Wi-Fi. As soon as you drive into your garage, it will connect automatically to your Wi-Fi network and then download the latest and the greatest firmware.
And you configure the Wi-Fi through Bluetooth first, and you pick
Correct.
the network and the SSID or the password, and then it will automatically
connect. We do have a new app called TACH app that connects to these 2 models, where you can adjust the settings of the unit much easier than using the keypad through the app, and you can also see the speed and red light cameras on the map screen instead of just the distance and the direction of that camera. So it's much more intuitive. Its glanceability is important because you're driving, your car. You don't want to be looking at this thing for a long time.
Right.
So glanceability is important, and the map screen does help you definitely to understand where the threat is.
Right. And you guys now developed an app in-house, so this is truly a Uniden software app. And it's both for Android and iPhone.
Yes, both iOS and Android. They went live this morning. It's called the TACH app, so you can download it.
Yep, we'll do that. Okay, and so far as getting into the internals of both these detectors, you want to talk about
we have much better sensitivity and accuracy, or selectivity we call it in the industry, because of the dual blackfin DSP chips we use in these products. We also have dual low noise amplifiers with the R8W that will help wither out all the false alerts. So it's all kind of put together in the circuitry, but these dual blackfin and dual low noise amplifiers work in tandem to create the best experience with a radar detector.
Can you explain what the advantage is to having what you're calling dual DSPs versus a single DSP, and that's an escort, typically like the single DSPs?
Well,
okay.
Right now with the escort piece, you get DSP only on the front radar. With the rear, there's no DSP on the rear. We have front and rear in this circuitry, and they both have DSPs. So they're processed the same way.
That's what the dual is.
That's why we get same sensitivities front and rear, whereas with escort, you get better sensitivity in the front, but not in the back. I mean, we did not do that. We wanted the front and the rear to have very close sensitivity-wise, so you don't miss the ones that you're hit from behind.
Right.
So that's what we have in the R8W, and that's a huge difference. Because
with the rear, though, are you able to? We can tailor the signal strength if we want to dial
if
back,
you want to dial
like
back,
K-band or something.
For example, I live in Chicago, and the cops in Chicago don't use K-band. Occasionally there are if you go to a smaller town, but that's very rare. So when I set my detectors, my rear radar is toned down, so I don't get the blind spot monitoring system, giving signals to my detectors. So I tune down the rear by 30% or reduce by 30%, and it works wonderfully. Again, this could be different, depending on where you live. Chicago does not have much laser guns. If you go to Florida or if you go to Tennessee, laser is everywhere. So depending on where you are, you can now adjust to your liking the sensitivities of radar, and also you can adjust it so you won't get false alerts like our competitors do. We also have narrow segmentation, so if you want to just get the real KA guns like the 33.8, 34.7, and 35.5, you can just pick those and weed out all the other ones, because a lot of these competitor detectors, they detect the second and third harmonics. We don't have that problem because we only detect that gun, the three main gun frequencies for KA.
Right, 33.8, 34.7 Stalker, and custom 35.5, right. MPH, you'll see a lot of 33.8 in Nevada. I've gotten tagged by 33.8 in Nevada a couple times, actually.
Yes.
So you can segment K-band as well, right?
Yes.
So if you wanted to narrow...
We have, on the R8W, we have what's called a K block. It comes with 3 blocks already predetermined and programmed into the unit. The user has also another 5 memory slots to program themselves.
Right, that was in the R9.
Correct.
Then, so
now it's in the R8W as well. So, so you can block these signals, but I typically keep my K-band narrow too. So it will be 24.15 plus minus 100 meg. Anything outside of that plus minus 100 meg, I guarantee you it's BSM.
Right.
Because the K-band guns are tuned precisely. I mean, you don't get 24.14 that often. It's usually 24.15 on the dot.
Right. Okay. So. Excellent. What else? Insofar as firmware updates, you can now do firmware without connecting these, as you say.
Correct. Through the app. Now you can do it through the app, and the Wi-Fi will make it even easier for you.
If you wanted to do a personal hotspot, you could have it join.
You can do that.
So
too.
you could use your own personal hotspot from your phone.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. So that should be very interesting. When you is there a procedure where you add the device, it identifies it, discovers it with Bluetooth?
Yes.
Can you do more than one? So if you have an R8W?
Yes, you can switch. Like if I have another detector in my wife's car, I can switch when I get in the car which one I want to connect to, and use the app with that detector. So yes, that's.
And will the app actually show the radar bands from the front and rear, like with arrows?
With the arrows and everything, yes.
How many? Can you look at like 5 or 3 or
we
multiples?
have up to 7.
7 on the app?
Yes, just like the Valentine one has the bogey, the bogey counter.
Yeah.
We have 7.
That's pretty hardy. That's going to be very interesting. I now remember my question. CarPlay.
Yes.
Is that in the future, or is that something you have now or in the works?
We've been working on it, but we just found out, trying to remember, I think it was GM, the new cars they have with the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, it doesn't have to be CarPlay certified. The regular app works on it. I saw the video and I was pretty amazed.
So your app will come up?
Our TACH app from your phone comes up on the screen. I was pretty surprised, and they said they were going to do this on all of their cars going forward. I think it was GM.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So now, there's one problem. I don't know if you tested Escort's app, but there's a latency issue. The alert doesn't come on right away. And that's not because of their unit, that's because of the app side. That's Google, that's Apple. Whatever they're doing, they're limiting instant response.
Right.
And there's a lag. So we decided, to kind of hold off at this time because, what good is a radar alert if it's 3 seconds after the fact?
Right. Does it do GPS as well? Do you have the ability to navigate?
No navigation.
Okay.
No navigation. That's a different app. You need to have Google Maps, the real maps.
Right.
And people will have to pay subscription. My main goal was to have no subscription. So that could change in the future, but at this point, we have no subscription. The app is free, and you can use all the features in the app you want.
Okay, that's looking forward to that. So
Yep.
these are available starting today, right?
Yes, it will be available on our website, and
Okay.
it will start to go through the network.
Right, and then the R4 and the R8 will continue to be sold for a period of time.
Yes.
You're figuring 2, maybe 3 months, depending.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer. Yeah, I mean, Escort has like the 360
Yes,
Mark II and then the 360C Mark II.
correct.
So I guess I don't know if they can justify if people want the Wi-Fi or
Yes.
not. I guess so. Whether you'd want to keep that. Insofar as Spectra, with your dual LNAs, any improvements in respect to reducing the signature of be able to pick up, let's say, by Spectra? Now, there's not as many Spectras, to be honest with you. The company Stealth Micro, they went out of business in Australia, you may know. So, I spoke to it.
I mean, ours is totally shielded. You don't. I mean, Escort claims the same thing, but we do claim the same thing. I mean, unless you're right on top of the detector doing this,
Right?
you're not gonna detect that.
Okay. It'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we covered everything. So, look, I appreciate your
No
time. Looking forward to future products from
Yes.
Uniden and,
Yes.
and continued success. And these products eventually will be available on RadarBusters. So we appreciate you watching, and stay tuned. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, right? Ring that bell, and pardon? Yeah, subscribe for sure. Right. Okay. Thanks. Take care from SEMA 2024.